Hey, it's me, Silver the Wack. So, how's it going on this Sunday? It is Mother's Day where I am. My mom liked the orchid that I made. Even though it wasn't the best thing in the world because I was missing some of the materials and yeah, the instructions were not very clear. I was missing wire and yeah, instead of making one big thing, I just made a single flower and could barely make one of the leaves because yeah, I just ran out of wire and it wasn't even the right kind of wire because that wire that I had was too thick and I basically kept poking myself and yeah, even cut myself a bit, but yeah, that's fine. What isn't fine is that yeah, because the job hunt is not going very well. My mom was all like, yeah, you should try harder because my job, like, it's not the business is not booming and stuff, and yeah, my anxiety levels are like, I shouldn't be drinking coffee, but here I am. Anyone who's again watched this, whatever this is, for any amount of time knows that coffee doesn't really do anything in terms of making my anxiety worse or better. Like, it's just, and especially this watered down version, since the big pot is kind of messed up right now. Like, I mean, like I said, I can still use it. Like I said in the previous video, I can still use it, but the handle is broken. It's snapped off. I snapped it off. Accidentally, not on purpose. So I've been using the small one, which is just makes like one shot of espresso, or rather espresso. There's no X, so it's espresso. And yeah, I really don't want to think about that, and yeah, the job hunt is not going well. It's bad for everyone. Like I've said, even my friend with a large number of previous jobs has had trouble finding a job, and the job that she found was one that was partially funded by the state. So yeah, it's bad. It really is bad, and I don't really know where this is going. I might even consider like going abroad. The thing is that I don't really want to leave my mom alone because yeah, that's a thing. As stupid as this might sound, and someone sent me a link for a show where there was this old lady and someone was crying. Like, was that some sort of dig at my state? Yeah, all it did was confuse me and make me angry because I wasn't even crying. And yeah, I don't know honestly, but let me pause because I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I remembered. For one, it's impossible to find housing in this economy. Like, the wages are too low and rents are too high. So no, that's not an option. And I can't even be on my own. I have not had the assessment redone, or rather, the diagnosis redone. So I only have the English one, which is worthless here. And if I left, I don't know how exactly I would survive with all my issues and no support of any kind, like mental support or a support network of people or whatever. Since, ASD and stuff. And that's not the only thing. The therapist will go like, oh, you realize that you have complex trauma and the reason for your trauma is inside the house you live in and you should move out. But they don't take into account my feelings, my thoughts, like my mind, the way it works, the way it was wired to work. And I don't want to get into many details about it because it's deeply personal, and as much as this is like therapy and I kind of hesitate before I press record sometimes because I know I will ramble and can go on tangents and stuff, and my brain just goes I don't want to really go in depth into the reasons why I don't want to leave my mum alone or on her own, like with two disabled people in her care when she has a bad knee and stuff. As much as I'm pretty much useless because of my own issues that were caused by a lot of things, I feel extremely anxious about the thought of just leaving her with that. Which sucks, I know, but it is what it is, It is what it is. Back. All good. Person in my comments, acquaintance from the videos, it was not from Liverpool, asked how I picked my name. And I said it was a funny story and it was interesting and whack in a cosmic way. Something like that. I don't exactly remember the word for word what I replied, but basically it was a child who misheard the name I said and silver just resonated with me. Especially because most of my life I've been seeing the number 47 like in random places for no reason. Like there was no association with that number. Like since I was young, I started seeing that number a lot, and I was looking at the periodic table of elements, and I realized that 47 is actually the atomic number for silver. So yeah, that's how I picked my name. Child named me. I realized that the name was associated with this random number that I'd been seeing everywhere. Which happens to be the atomic number for this metal. So yeah. that's the reason. I remember looking up the symbolism of this number, but I don't really remember, and I don't feel like looking it up. I guess the vibes are not quite right. I finished the route for that character in that game. I did, and I got the good ending. On the second try, with a little cheating. Just a little cheating. And all because, yeah, the first time I did the bad dad thing. But then I played the choices right for the most part, and it wasn't that hard, and the ending was good. Like, it wasn't a full romance thing, but when I looked at it, I was just like, yeah, I will react the same way as this whittling menace character. So yeah, I might do more gameplays of that game, since, you know, my friend gave me the credits for the game. So yeah, I might play it with making a different character and making different choices and stuff. And I also might try playing Pathologic again and try to stream it again. Because honestly, out of options. It's hard to get jobs here, even in customer service. For someone who is neurodivergent and just fumbles interviews. When they happen. I just... didn't need the extra anxiety. I will say that, since I already have a diagnosis for generalized anxiety. And deeply untreated consequences of trauma. It's just, it's difficult for everyone out there, not just everyone around me. It's difficult for everyone in general. Like, life is only great or like problem free for the 1%. The rest of us are just struggling, basically. And well, it is what it is, you know. Not much to be said. It's the same person was asking if that image was AI generated. I don't think it is. I looked it up. It seems like there's no AI in that game. The only controversy that I saw floating around surrounding this game was apparently one of the endings with one of the options, which was apparently not supposed to be in the game at all. It was just, I guess it was supposed to be a gag thing and wasn't supposed to be in the game, or rather be in the game but just as a kind of joke, and it somehow made it into the game and people noticed it and were like, oh god, this is terrible. I'm not sure if that still exists, but probably not, since the game is from 2017. They probably fixed that. And yeah, no, I don't think it's AI generated. It's probably just someone's artwork. Like, it doesn't seem like AI. I might take a closer look at the picture. I'll do that right now, since I don't have story. I'm sorry. I don't have a story. I had a story, the name story. That's a story. Nope. It doesn't feel like it's AI. It feels like it's just a drawing. And not a very good one at that. Like, not very good in the sense that it seems like they didn't put a lot of effort into it. I mean, I'm sounding so dismissive of this person's artwork, but the background seems smudged, like they did something and just kind of smudged it to hide any imperfections. There are no extra limbs, the hands are normal. The face looks like the place where they put the most effort. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's AI. Yeah, no. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong, but it doesn't seem like it. I don't know when AI started like being a thing in art, but I don't think this game has it, since it's from 2017 and I don't remember there being talks of AI at the time, like there are now, and all these pictures and stuff. I don't think it was as advanced as it is now to generate something like this. So yeah, I think that's someone's artwork, and I'm sorry for saying it's just thrown in there. I mean, it's kind of thrown in there, but it's nice. It's a nice picture. It's just very bright, and yeah, I understand how it could be mistaken for AI. Yeah, and these days it's like very hard to tell what is and what isn't AI. So, yeah. I really don't know. I wanted to have some good vibes. I've just not been in the best mindset to do any story readings. And I'm sorry about that, because it's something that I love doing, especially with the ones that I write myself. It's just, yeah, the feeling that it might be bad. Yeah. I mean, some people might hear that and be like, yeah, they're bad, they're stupid. But yeah, in the current mind state, it's just not happening. I'm sorry. I really am. One thing I wanted to do, and I will do before I turn off the recording today, aside from I'll drink the coffee first. I'll pause and drink the coffee. Back. Let's do a bit of breathing exercises. Let's do the 7-4-8 one.
Focus on your breathing. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. 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 Well done.
Hold on. See, coffee doesn't affect me in that way. I wanted to just ramble a bit about trees because I love trees, actually. That was the reason why I wanted to talk about trees in that video, and that ended up not happening. But so here are some native trees in the Iberian Peninsula. So there's one called stone pine. And this tree is a tree that has pine cones. Like, pine trees have pine cones, but these have like these little seeds inside, and they have a hard shell, and we collect what's inside that shell by breaking that shell. And this has to be done carefully, because if you do it like, you smash what's inside, and the inside is it's very tasty. It tastes very nice, and it's very expensive because it's so hard to collect that thing. So when we in the countryside, when we gather these pine cones from this tree, we get the little shells, the little fruit, the little seeds, if you will, and we break the shell and we collect the little soft interior. And yeah, it's used in desserts mostly, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure about any other uses for this. There's also the maritime pine, which is, well, another kind of pine. Another kind of pine tree. The main difference between these two pine trees is that the other one has an edible fruit, if you will, like an edible seed. I would call it a seed. This one, the second one, doesn't have that. It also has pine cones, but those pine cones are used as like a way to start fires. Like, they set fire to a dry pine cone and start a fire that way. That can also be done with the other pine cones when you collect all the seeds, but with this second one, that's the only use people have for these pine cones, since the seeds are not edible. The way to distinguish these two types of pine trees is by the crown. Like the first one, the crown is very wide. This the second one, the tree is very tall, and the crown is like sparse and not as wide or thick. There's the cork oak tree. Yeah, noise. And this one, yeah, this place is the main producer worldwide of cork, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, the bark of the tree is the cork, and the cork trees cannot be cut down unless they pose a threat to people or houses. And you can harvest the bark, and the bark just grows back. That's the way it works. It's an evergreen tree. The pine cones obviously are also evergreen. The pine cones. The pine trees. There's also the holm oak. This one, there are seeds. I guess some animals may eat them. I'm not sure what else. I've never heard of anyone eating these seeds. This tree is mostly known for the shade it provides. There's also the Mediterranean cypress, which is just a cypress that's endemic to the Iberian Peninsula. There's a specific type of cedar tree. There's the strawberry tree. Which is I've never seen the English name for this tree, but it bears a fruit that's kind of alcoholic. And yeah, you shouldn't eat too many of these. But the fruit is very tasty. There's the Pyrenean oak. It just there's just the what's it called? The seeds are called. God damn it. The seed is called acorn. Oaks produce acorns. The common alder. The only thing to come out of the only use people find for this are the branches, because the branches are very flexible. There's the ash tree, a specific kind. There's the hazel, which produces hazels. And of course the olive trees. The white willows. And that's all on this page. I'm not going to look for more. Close this one. So I also looked up stuff that was endemic to Germany. Okay, so but this website looks like it hasn't been updated in at least 20 years. So yeah, it only has the Latin names. Yeah. Yeah, there are alders as well. I also looked up some of the endemic trees in the British Isles. There's also the alder. This website seems much more modern. It also describes what the tree is like. Swamp dweller, water lover, the wood of this tough tree doesn't rot when waterlogged, instead turning stronger and harder. The alder buckthorn, a reputation for causing a bang, alder buckthorn is used to make gunpowder, pigments and dyes. It's a beloved plant of the brimstone butterfly. The ash tree, one of our most beloved trees. Ash is one of the most common trees in the UK, but as ash dieback sweeps through, is it said to be erased from our countryside? Do not know. The aspen, the trembling, fluttering, and shimmering in the slightest breeze. The rippling leaves of this beautiful tree give it its name, the quaking aspen. The common beech, a monumental, majestic, home to rare wildlife. Beech is an enchanting species and known as the queen of British trees. To wander beneath the leafy canopy, its cathedral-like branches spreading upwards, is an awe-inspiring experience. This is a tourism thing. Yeah, probably. The birch, downy, soft on the outside, tough on the inside. On a global scale, this tree, with its fuzzy leaf stalks, shoots, and twigs, grows further north than any other broadleaf species. The birch, the silver birch. It's my birch. Pretty pale, a symbol of purity. Okay. This common tree, with its silver white bark, is favored by gardeners who want to renew and purify their land for coming year. Okay, that's nice. The blackthorn. Early to blossom, blackthorn trees have clouds of snow white flowers in early spring. They're best known for their rich, inky, dark fruits used to make a favorite wintry tipple. Sloe gin. Okay. The box. The common box. A native evergreen that's at home in your garden. Box is so special. It's got a hill named after it, Box Hill. In Surrey, it takes its name from the ancient boxwood land on its steep chalk slopes. That's not a tree, that's a bush. Unless, yeah, no, it's talking about the bush. That's a bush, that's not a tree. And what distinguishes a tree from a bush is the potential height of the plant, not the height itself. Otherwise, like bonsai would be bushes. That's the main thing to distinguish a tree from a bush, is the potential height. What height can this plant, in ideal conditions, reach? I don't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, that's it. That's the thing. Just Google it if you're interested. The buckthorn. The purging buckthorn, prickly and with the ability to purge. This plant's common name harks back its use as a laxative. It's a fierce, invasive species in North America. Oh yeah, well that's why you don't take plants that don't belong, or animals for that matter, to places where they don't belong. They weren't born. Sometimes they become a threat to other plants, like in here, for example, the eucalyptus and acacia. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's that tree that produces these yellow flowers that just blow clouds of yellow dust into the air, like the pollen is just clouds of yellow. And a lot of people are allergic to it. That's endemic to Australia, I think, like the eucalyptus. And eucalyptus is fine in Australia, but in here, with all the water that exists in here, yeah, it's just, it kills a lot of other plants because of that. Since it grows pretty deep roots and just sucks up a lot of water. As the bird cherry, a stunning scented showstopper of a tree. In spring nectar loving animals flock to this beautiful tree for its almond scented blossom. Oh, that's nice. I don't remember this. The wild cherry, beautiful blossom and the bounty of bright red fruits. Wild cherry, one of the prettiest native trees, is relished by gardeners and wildlife. The crabapple, a symbol of fertility and the forager's delight. Crabapple trees are associated with love and marriage, and its small hard fruits make an exquisite jewel-colored jelly. The dogwood,